Welcome to Walking with Jesus Bible Study. We are going to be in the book of Joshua, chapter 3, verse 5. Oh, there we go. And Joshua said unto the people, Sanctify yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you. And I'm going to repeat that. And Joshua said unto people, Sanctify yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you. Always be ready to serve the Lord in whatever it is that you're doing. And whenever, wherever. We may have different goals, dreams, or work at, at different corners, different buildings, different, job titles, different areas. But we need to make sure, no matter what it is that we're doing, they're ready to serve the Lord. There could be somebody, while we're at work, whatever job we have, whether we're a lawyer, a doctor, or we work at a laundromat, or we're just a mother who sits at home. There's other mothers that sit at home that you may run across to, or when you take your kids to the park and you happen to see another person, there's always somebody that could always use the Word of God. We got to be ready. A lot of people don't even get up from their phones to even pay attention to people anymore, to even realize it. But if you was to put your phone down and look, you was to watch people, you could see the sadness in people sometimes. And sometimes all it takes is like, hey, are you okay? Are you sure you're alright? That is your opportunity. That is your window to throw God in there, or to show some love or show some kindness. The fact that you're showing love and showing kindness is spreading God's gospel, because God is love. God is kindness. And sometimes that's all that it takes. But we would never know, because there's so many times that God gives us the opportunity to use you, and you don't even pay attention. And maybe we just don't obey. We're like, oh no, I don't think so. I don't want to go talk to that person. Maybe that's not God speaking to me. But if you look around very closely, but this is all part of the devil's plan with these phones and everything. It keeps us all so distracted. A lot of times people, say they don't even have time to read the Bible, but yet they'll be on this cell phone 4 to 5 hours at one time. People are so more on their phone than that throughout the whole entire day. It's to keep you very distracted. Used to be back in the day when you sit on, buses and trains, or waiting at bus stops, people was able to pay attention around to their surroundings. You got mothers that are so busy on their cell phones, they don't even realize when their kids are taken from them when they're sitting at the park, because they never looked it up. The same thing at the grocery store. And we wonder how these kids keep getting gone so fast when we're not even aware of our surroundings. It's the whole plan of the enemy to keep us distracted, to keep us locked from other people. It's a normal thing that people don't even eat at the dinner table no more. And when they do, nobody talks to each other. Everybody's on their phone. That you're starting to see videos of where mothers, because they sit there and spend all this time cooking the food, and the people don't even say nothing, not even thank you, don't even talk to each other. They just grab the food and go back to the room, go back into eating whatever, or they just sit there and don't even communicate. They're starting to make videos where in order to get a plate, you have to hand over your phone. It is the distraction of the enemy to keep us from each other. And it is exactly what the government is doing to us individually, by keeping us so focused and so distracted that we don't even pay attention to each other. They're just keeping us separated from each other. They're dividing and conquering us. That is their whole point. Because if we was to communicate with each other, we would put our heads together and figure out all the lies and the betrayal they're doing. Why do you think that they want it so big to get rid of stuff like TikTok? A lot of people say, oh, it's because it's owned by China or whatever. Honey, there's a lot of things that electronically that China has made that we have all up in our house. That's electronic. That if they're willing to bug and use it, it's in every single thing that we have and own. That's just a bullcrap lying excuse. But I ain't never seen a more bigger platform for Christians than on this TikTok, than on anything else. It's to keep us from being together, informing us. The social media is helping us realize what's going on in other countries, because the news is not going to tell us. The news only wants to, the news is only telling you what the government allows them to tell you, so that you can only know what the government wants you to know. And you best believe whatever they want to tell you to know is something that you should have been told a long time ago. Just like everybody's going, we don't have the technology for this and that. Let me explain something to you about technology. I'm telling you right now, the government has technology that's 100 years probably in advance to what we have right now. Why do you think that is? They're not going to give you some kind of technology that they don't have a better version, that they haven't perfected and make sure that they have control over. So you best believe just whatever technology you think we have is fascinating right now, they got it 100 years ahead right now, keeping it for themselves, to keep you under control. And then until they can figure out a way to where you can have it and they can control you while you having it, it is not going to be released to you. So we have the technology. Look how advanced we was in the 1920s. We was more advanced in the 1920s than we was right now. Go back and look at those inventions for the cars, their appliances, the houses that they had. And going back further in the 1800s, they had free electricity. They had castles. They had all these big buildings and all this stuff that was going a lot better than what we have going on right now. It was too much freedom. They wasn't making any money off of it, and they couldn't control us. I'm going to tell you another thing I believe that's going on when that COVID hit. There was too many mom and pops, local small business rising up to the top that they did not have no control over, like they do these big corporations. What better way to knock them down? I'm telling you, this government ain't nothing about keeping the rich richer and the poor poorer, because they can control them. We're starting to see that now in the truth when it comes to these celebrities. They are being what? They may have had all that money, but they are being controlled. Controlled. And those who don't answer to them and don't want to be controlled are what? Cast aside. Thrown out. It's all about controlling you. Right now, they're getting you so used to accepting lies and betrays that it's in everything. The advertisement, even when you see advertisements for the games on this phone, it's full of lies. It's not, when you go download that game, it's not even that game. And you just accept it. They are training you and building you up to accept these lies that they're giving you. We all know that politics all lie. And we have come to the conclusion that it's okay. It's just what politicians do. They lie. We have accepted it. It's all in part of how they have brainwashed everybody to control you and to accept the lies, so you would no longer go seek the truth. We're so busy accepting all these lies that we don't even care to find the truth no more. Because what would happen if we was to go out and find the truth? You're right. And see, now people are starting to catch on. We're starting to seek the truth. And things is not starting to go the government's way. And the proof is in Texas. The proof is in Texas. We are no longer going to put up with the government and its antics. Somebody's finally making a stand. And honey, this has nothing to do with racial, nothing. It has to do with the truth and standing up and protecting our country.